Hello there.
I'm getting a little numb to the World War Hulk rumors because I feel like we have talked about this movie and heard about this movie or Disney Plus series or whatever happening for so long, or potentially happening at least since Avengers Endgame, man. They have been talking about this movie for almost half a decade now. Or I guess project or TV show, coming to fruition. But in this video, it seems like we are getting closer than we have ever gotten to a World War Hulk project, and we are going to discuss the recent leaks stating, in fact, that the movie is going to begin production at the end of this year and that they're keeping it under wraps until after Captain America Brave New World. We're discussing it all in the video, and the surprising choice that Marvel chose for the director of this film. So if you guys enjoy my Marvel content, then consider subscribing. I have a bunch more stuff like this on my channel now, and let's get into it.
The Atomic Fair.
All right, so according to Production Weekly, who is one of the, if we're talking about reliable leaks or scoopers or whatever, if Production Weekly says it's happening, it is most likely happening. So going back to Spider-Man 4, this is what Production Weekly said about the movie, that it's going to include Michael Keaton, that it's going to include Andrew Garfield, and that it's going to be titled Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, within the next few months, certainly by the end of the year, we are going to have some official information and most likely the official title of this next Spider-Man movie. And we are probably going to have it confirmed that this is indeed the title of the movie. Even if it's not the title of the movie, it is most likely confirmed that this is going to be the plot of the next Spider-Man movie. And I also discussed how Peter Parker is trying to balance his life between being Peter Parker and being Spider-Man when a new multiversal threat appears. So, like I said, if Production Weekly reports on something, it is almost most likely certainly true. And in this scenario, they touch on World War Hulk and what this next project is going to be. And they said that it is set to go into production at the end of this year. That is the secret project that Kevin Feige is working on, and the secret movie that they have not yet announced is going to come out. And that after Captain America Brave New World, they will ramp up promotion from this movie in the form of announcements, announcing the title and so on and so forth. I'm sure at Comic-Con, if this is real, we are in fact going to hear a lot about this movie. But what they're also saying about the film, it is that George Miller, who made Mad Max, who made the old movie Babe, who made Mad Max Furiosa, who made the movie Happy Feet, he's done a lot of different films, is set to direct this movie, and I think that would be a great choice. And I personally think he's got a lot of unique visual style in his movies, especially Mad Max, man. That movie is visually a masterpiece, and I think that if he ended up directing World War Hulk, that would be a good move. But what's interesting is that just based on where Marvel is headed with these next few movies, including mostly Captain America Brave New World, I feel like there is a lot of evidence that this movie is happening. Now, the rumored after the credit scene for Captain America Brave New World is the leader being visited in prison, where he basically says that the reason he was trying to make various Hulks or make a Hulk for himself was that he was trying to prepare for an incoming threat onto Earth. Now, a lot of people and a lot of leaks and rumors are saying that this threat is going to be the Maestro Hulk coming to Earth. Now, whether this is Eric Bana coming back to play the Hulk again, or just a variant of a Mark Ruffalo Hulk, I think this would be an interesting move for them to do in the movies. Now, the movies always take a different route than the comics. Whatever the story is going to be in the comics, the movies are always going to be vastly different, but kind of keep the spirit of the comics in line. So keep the massive feeling of some kind of event happening like the comics, but change some of the bits and pieces and some of the details, like Captain America Civil War, where you saw kind of a vastly different story than what you saw in the comics, but it did kind of keep the spirit of the comics alive, although on a smaller scale than what we saw in the comics, where the Civil War comic run was a huge story that spread across the entire Marvel universe and involved 100 heroes. The movie was kind of a bit more of a smaller scale, but it was a huge impact for the overall Avengers roster and the MCU story as a whole. It just wasn't quite the same impact impact as the comics in terms of it being almost on a global, or at least, you know, nationwide scale. Now, I can't really confirm whether or not Maestro is going to end up being the villain of this movie, but there were also some other weird rumors floating around on X that Marvel wanted the Hulk to be the main villain of Spider-Man 4. So I feel like they are definitely pushing hard towards a World War Hulk project, whether that accumulates in the form of the after the credit scene of Brave New World setting up this film or this series, or however it ends up being released as. But I can tell you guys with like a degree of confidence that now that we are getting closer to Brave New World, and with this most recent leak coming out from Production Weekly, I am starting to feel pretty fairly confident that World War Hulk is in fact going to be a movie that is coming out. Now, the current situation with the rights from Universal, I believe, is that Marvel could probably now include Hulk in a film. I know there were some rights issues with Universal initially, where Hulk could not appear in a solo film, but could appear as an assistance to other characters. If that is still the case in this upcoming movie, I would have to think that Hulk will be like a main supporting character in the film. And that they will maybe have a different main character in the film, but have Hulk, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, be a major supporting character in the movie. But I'm thinking that we're getting another Hulk movie with Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, the very first Mark Ruffalo Hulk movie, albeit like late into the MCU at this point. It is going to be World War Hulk. We are going to see Worldbreaker Hulk in the big return of the Savage Hulk. But comment down below what you guys think about these latest World War Hulk leaks, because like I said, there's a lot of moving parts going on right now, not only over at Marvel as a whole, but involving this project, because we have heard so many leaks and rumors. It's kind of similar to Spider-Man 4, where there is just so much different contradicting information coming out about the movie. I feel like we're getting closer to some really concrete information about World War Hulk, and I think by the end of the year we're going to know whether or not this movie is officially happening. So comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about the potential of George Miller directing this next Hulk movie. And for this video, that's all I got, guys. So until the next one, be safe and stay well.